Bro, y'all want to hear something, bro? Like, do y'all want to know something right now? Oh my, it's really taking all the power that is within my heart to make this video again, bro. I literally just sat down, like, not even 2 minutes ago, bro. I literally just got done recording almost a 25-minute long video of me doing a breakdown on Dupli-Kate. Great video. I said a lot of good stuff. I had fun. I had some good jokes in there. It was a good video, more or less. I was happy with it. And then when I went to YouTube to upload the video and I found the video in my files and I clicked it and I played it to just, double check it real quick before I put it to upload, I realized that after it's a complicated setup, bruh. But in order to get the music in this video, in order to get the opening in this video and everything, I don't use Hit Film Express anymore to make my videos. Me and my brother, we use this thing called OBS, bruh. And you have to constantly remind yourself to click shit on, click shit off, click shit on, click shit off when you start making videos. I didn't have to do that shit before, so a lot of times it slipped my mind, bruh. So after I got done clicking the opening, let it play, and then I clicked over to the, to my feed to put me on the camera so that I could start talking. Every time you do that, when you make a video on this shit, you have to remember to scroll down to the bottom and click the audio button, like click it so that it can unmute itself. That way, whatever you're saying can get picked up by the microphone. If you don't have that muted when the opening is coming on, then you'll get a lot of added noise and audio mixed in the background with the opening, and it just won't sound right. So you have to mute the microphone when the opening comes on. But then as soon as the opening comes on, you have to click on to your feed. Remember to scroll down and then click the audio so they can come back on, so that when you talk, it'll pick it up. I made the whole video, bruh, and forgot to click that shit. So the entire video that I just previously made, nigga, that I was about to upload, I'm just talking like this. And you can't even hear me, bruh. Bruh, I lost my fucking mind. Bruh, if it wasn't for 2 days that I already didn't make a video, fuck this shit. I would have got my black ass up and I would have just went a whole nother day without making a video. But I done already told y'all niggas, I promised y'all niggas on Twitter, bruh, that I was gonna have some fire for y'all today, bruh. And this is why I do it. I do it for y'all, bruh. Cause I'm letting y'all know I'm pissed the fuck off right now. Anyway, shouts out to y'all. Love y'all. Love my fans. I do it for y'all. All right? Shit. And we about to start back on this shit, man. We have to do this shit all the way over again. All right? Now, excuse me if I kind of speed through some shit and skip through some shit, because I'm pissed off, all right? But we gonna read back through. Today we're going to be talking about Dupli-Kate. I know you see her picture up there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do the long-winded, dope little funny jokes here and there opening that I had in the previous video. Fuck all that. We getting straight into it. So I'm about to read her origin story, all right? So yeah, I like her origin. I don't remember it by heart, but I think her origin is very interesting. It's cool. It's not an origin that you normally see in stories. And I just gotta read it out of this Invincible compendium that I have, just to make sure that I get all the details right and I reference it right. So I'm about to read through her origin right now, yet again. So it says, at long last, the secret origin of Dupli-Kate. Ancient China. The ruthless warlord Feng Cha was fighting his way to the emperor with one goal in mind: taking control of the Chinese empire. Feng Cha was a skilled fighter and was making his way through the emperor's elite guard with little effort. Some would say Cha was a freedom fighter, saving the world from this evil emperor. Others would claim Cha was little more than a power-hungry madman. And they got like a couple pictures, bruh, of Cha just fucking shit up. I'm talking about like this nigga, he ain't playing no games. He cutting niggas' heads off. He straight fully decapitating niggas, cutting them from their chest, like their torso up through the top of their head, cutting off a little section, like a little chunk of the side of the top of their head, bruh, doing little twirl, spin kicks and kicking niggas at the same time, cutting niggas from the top of their mouth, like cutting their head off from the top of the side of their mouth, bro. Like he fucking some niggas up, bro. Regardless of his true motives, though, his goal was achieved. Moments before the death of the emperor that he was, going there to kill, the emperor cursed Feng Cha. The 7th generation after Cha's 7th grandchild would be burdened with a family too large for him to care for, and it would drive him mad. As far as curses go, Feng Cha got off light. And then you see my nigga Feng Cha just chilling, bro. He got 3 females with him, bro. He chewing on some chicken. He living good right now. But we have hundreds of years into the future, right? Hundreds of years later, Sing Cha, distant relative of Feng Cha, was in the hospital with his wife moments before the birth of their first child. He was the 7th generation after Cha's 7th grandchild. In a tragic turn of fate, Sing's wife died in childbirth, leaving Sing to raise their twins, who he named Paul and Kate. Sing never took a second wife, and for a time it appeared the curse would go unfulfilled. But the emperor's rage would not be denied. Paul and Kate were multiplying. In the coming weeks, things would only get worse until Sing lost his mind under the continually increasing pressure. Sing was carted off to an asylum, and the hundreds of Kates and Pauls became wards of the state. The source of Kate and Paul's powers were never discovered, despite the hundreds of scientists brought in to study them over time. When they reached puberty, both Kate and Paul gained control of their powers, able to multiply and absorb their duplicates at will. They became a teenage heroic duo, righting wrongs and keeping the world safe. Dupli-Kate became a member of the teen team and later an integral member of the second version of the Guardians of the Globe, where she continues to fight crime to this day. The current whereabouts and status of Multi-Paul are unknown. All right, so like I said, man, just going over briefly over her backstory and like her origin, I really think that's interesting. Like the fact that like their powers couldn't even be like the source of their powers couldn't even be like discovered by the scientists that were like picking at them and everything in current time. They couldn't figure out shit. So they got these cool multiplying powers and nobody know how they got them. And it is the byproduct of a curse that was placed on them years like into the past. Like I think that's really cool, bro. I think that's like I like how Robert Kirkman did that. Not only did he give them some cool ass names, but he gave them a cool origin story. I like how he did that, bro. It's not really an origin that you see in a lot of stories, man. And just really piqued my interest. I like how he did that. Now, one thing that you should take note of just real briefly, Dupli-Kate became a member of the teen team and later an integral member of the second version of the Guardians of the Globe, which is true. Now, when we first see Dupli-Kate in the story, she's part of the teen team. She's introduced as a member of the teen team. Now, she doesn't really have that many. Like Dupli-Kate is kind of like a character that's always there, but she never really does anything huge. Like she doesn't really stand out that much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, aside from being sexy and being able to multiply and stuff like that, when the biggest first thing that you notice about her is her thotting it up. Like, cause the biggest thing that she does when you first start reading the story is Rexplode actually cheats on Adam Eve with Dupli-Kate. Now, it can be argued if Rexplode was an asshole or not. I know a lot of people probably be like, why would he cheat on Adam Eve? She bad as fuck. Like, why would Rexplode do that? He an asshole, bro. He, you know what I'm saying? He a douchebag. Bro, I'm sorry. Team Rexplode. I fuck with Rexplode, bro. When you read that nigga origin, find out where he came from. Literally from nothing. Never had nothing. Never was with nobody or anything. Adam Eve was like one of the first people that he ever met or like really had any contact with that wasn't connected to the government. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first girl that he ever went with, seen and all that. And then, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden he just in a relationship with her. And I know he had love with her for real and shit like that, but bro didn't have no idea what he wanted. And then, You got Dupli-Kate working her feminine wiles on him, and this woman can multiply. Like, oh yeah, I can understand why Rexplode didn't hold out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I perfectly understand where you coming from. I went through a similar thing. Yeah, I get you, Rex, bro. It's all cool. You know what I'm saying? I still got respect for you, bro. Shout out to Rexplode. But yeah, man. So he cheated on Adam Eve with Dupli-Kate. Now, Dupli-Kate is part of pretty much every or at least for a while anyway, until things get significantly changed up. She's part of most of the fights in the series of Invincible. Like, you always see her on the battlefield, just there helping out with her duplicates. You know, she's part of the team, and she was part of the second Guardians of the Globe, a huge member of that team. So every time you saw like fights that consisted of the Guardians of the Globe, 9 times out of 10 she was always there. When they fought the Flaxen, she was there. You know, when they fought against that alien invasion that came out of nowhere, when Angstrom Levi was coming back to Earth and he got mixed up thinking that he came to the wrong Earth, but it was really the right Earth, and it was like under an alien invasion and shit like that. I know y'all probably confused as hell, lost, and don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I'm getting sidetracked, but the point I'm trying to make is Dupli-Kate, she usually is always privy to some kind of invasion, some kind of fight, helping out the Guardians of the Globe go against whatever threat they be going against at the time. At least until this one prominent fight where things kind of got interesting for her. You got the Guardians of the Globe, not all of them. They were split up. I think it was just Rexplode, Shrinking Ray, and Dupli-Kate. They were fighting against the Lizard League. And they were fighting against this one member of the Lizard League, Komodo Dragon. Now, Komodo Dragon is yoked, buff as hell. I don't really know what his powers are, but it just seems to me like he's a powerhouse from what I was seeing. The dude straight up ate Shrinking Ray, just straight up ate him, you know what I mean? And then he ended up brutally, I'm talking about in some of the most violent pages I've seen in early Invincible, just brutally fucked up the multiple clones of Dupli-Kate, so much so to the point where there was none left on the battlefield. Rexplode was turned. Honestly, this fight doesn't really get talked about that much, or doesn't really get highlighted that much, you know what I'm saying, in the community of Invincible, but it's one of my favorite fights in Invincible, and it don't even involve Invincible. Rexplode went in on this fight, bro. He was the last man standing in this fight, bro, and he served all them niggas. Like, Dupli-Kate got killed, Shrinking Ray got killed. It was just Rexplode against them niggas, bro, and he fucked them all up. He gave it to his last. How many niggas you know get shot in their face, bro? Get shot right in the middle of their forehead and still has the energy to lunge up and straight up sock the nigga that shot him, and then knock him out cold before he fall out and pass out. Like, bro, Rexplode is a savage, bro. Anyway, when he saw that, he was just like, you killed Dupli-Kate, you killed Shrinking Ray, it's over for you, nigga, I'm about to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rexplode got mad as hell, bro, and just started wrecking shit. But, you know, he took a lot of damage himself, which is why I really liked the fight. It was a good back and forth. You could see he really gave his all to win this fight. Really can't wait to see that shit animated. That's gonna make a lot of people Rexplode fans. I guarantee it, man. I cannot wait to see that shit. But what was cool about that, and probably like the biggest highlighted moment of Dupli-Kate's character, is it was revealed later on that she didn't get killed in that altercation. She actually had like a safety measure in place. She said that she had encountered a close call before, almost dying. So after that, she came up with the idea to create a clone that she could put in a distant, far off area, somewhere safe, just in case if something happened to her, she would have a backup plan on how to survive. I thought that was really cool how they did that. Now, it would have been a whole lot more interesting and a whole lot more impactful if it was with a character that I really was strongly connected to and cared about. Don't get me wrong, I like Dupli-Kate. I think she's cool and everything. But like I said, Robert Kirkman could have did a lot more with her, and he just didn't. And I hope that's something that they fix with the animated series. But she just did not have that much to really highlight or to talk about in the comic book from what she did. She was one of those characters that was always there, but she never really did too much to stand out. But that scene in particular, that fight, and what happened after that fight, the reveal of her being alive, that was very interesting. Also, after she was shacking up with Rexplode, she ended up leaving him, thotting it up again, and going to the Immortal. I made a joke in a previous video, the Immortal, you feel me? Abe Lincoln, that nigga been around, you know, he been around for a minute, bruh. He was titillating them senses in ways Rexplode ain't even heard of, you know what I'm saying? Dupli-Kate either, you feel me? Like, that man like 10,000 years her senior, bro. That nigga was playing with that shit in ways she ain't even know, like, bro. You feel me? Like, he had his finger up in there, and then he had his hand on top, then he had another finger that came from somewhere else, and she's like, where the hell that third hand come from? Like, he was doing shit she wasn't ready for, so she ended up falling in love, and you know what I'm saying, she just married the nigga straight up, so, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they got married, they had 2 kids, and after that, Dupli-Kate just kind of like fell out the story. Like she wasn't really in the story. Like she was in there, but she wasn't really in there that much. She was in there way less than she already was. But I think that's cool that she had a family and settled down with the Immortal. There's this cool scene, like this talk that the Immortal has where he's just like, bruh, I done lived 1,000 lives. I done did so many different things. But one thing I ain't tried yet is settling down and having a family. So, you know, I think that's cool that they did it with 2 characters that I like. The Immortal, despite him constantly getting hoed in the comic book, I really do like his character, and I hope that he gets done justice, like done right. You know, doesn't get hoed as much in the animated series. And it'll be really cool to see if they add more to their relationship, like how it sparked up and stuff like that. You know, that would be cool because it kind of just happened out of nowhere in the comic book. And also what I really like is that I like how she has a brother and everything, but they never really have no face-to-face, which is weird, bro. Like they never, like that's another thing I hope that they change in the animated series. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't ever remember seeing Dupli-Kate and Multi-Paul have a moment together, you know, except for the origin story. And I don't ever remember them having a moment together, having like maybe a talk together or nothing like that. Maybe they did. Maybe they had like one brief talk or something. Cause I remember when Multi-Paul thought that Dupli-Kate was killed, he came after Rexplode, blaming him for the death of his sister, and they had a pretty funny fight. Like bro was just he just wanted to serve. Oh, excuse me. That nigga Multi-Paul, he just wanted to serve fucking I can't think of his name, Rexplode. He just wanted to serve his ass, bro. Just jumped him. Invincible happened to be there, so you know the fight didn't last that long, but I thought that whole thing was pretty funny, especially the fact that Multi-Paul just literally came out of nowhere just to serve that nigga. But there's also a couple of funny moments we get between the couple, you know, the coupling of the Immortal and Dupli-Kate. There was this one issue that I thought was hilarious where they were fighting the Guardians of the Globe. They was fighting against this threat. I forgot who it was, but the Immortal was more focused on keeping Dupli-Kate safe and alive than he was actually fighting the threat. This man flying around saying the most simpish shit, bro. Just like, be careful, my love. I shall get you to safety, my sweet. My love, my dandelion. Watch out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at I'm looking at the Immortal. I'm just like, bro, this ain't the time or the place, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even Dupli-Kate was just like, bro, what is you doing? Put me down, you idiot. Like, so I thought that was kind of funny. You know, that was some good back and forth. And there was also a pretty funny scene where he was saving Dupli-Kate and his family. You know, this was later on in the series when they have their children. I think he was trying to get them away from like some kind of explosion. And when he was flying away with them, he lost his arm in the explosion, like in the battlefield, whatever. His arm got lost. I forgot how, but he was flying through the air. He was holding Dupli-Kate with the arm that he did have, and she was holding both of their children. And she looked, and she was just like, "We left your arm." And he was like, "Don't worry, I'll get a new one." You know, so I thought that was pretty funny too. So, you know, I hope they keep all these little moments in the animated series and just expand on them more, but not as Immortal and Dupli-Kate as a couple. I mean, that'd be nice too, but I just want more for Dupli-Kate in general. I always thought of her as like maybe like a sex symbol, you know what I'm saying? Like she always portrayed as somebody that is pretty damn sexy, but I mean, this picture don't really do it justice, you know what I'm saying? She don't really look that good right here, but yeah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? At first I thought she was just thotting it up, and she she more or less still be thotting it up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she's an interesting character, man. And I don't really like her design from what they showed in the animated series. I don't really like how she gonna look, bro. She look a little weird. She don't really look like strongly sexy like, you know, some of the images you can find on Google, or, you know, some of the art that Ryan Otley did with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like how she look in the animated series. Maybe that could change. But all in all, the main thing that I do hope change, whether they keep the character design or not, is just her involvement in the story. She needs some more lines. She needs more things to do. Something that just makes her stand out as more of a character than just somebody who is just always there. You know what I'm saying? I really do like her as a character, and I want her to do more so that I can like her more. But as it stands, I like her as at like a base level. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to go anywhere, and I do like her in the story. I just wish that they did more with her in the story. You know what I'm saying? And she also has a lot of cool little moments with Adam Eve. You know, when she gets pregnant with Tara, and when she has Tara, they visit the Immortal and Dupli-Kate a lot. And you know what I'm saying? They while Invincible is having like maybe a serious conversation, you know, father to father between, you know, him and the Immortal, you know, you might have Dupli-Kate and Adam Eve having a cool little conversation while playing with their kids in the living room or something like that. And I just thought that was cool. It just shows how far they came. You know, it's funny, the series starts with Rexplode cheating on Adam Eve with Dupli-Kate, and then later on in the series you have them grown with kids of their own, sitting talking to each other as adults with no type of you know, like bad feelings harbored towards each other. So I think that's cool, and that's one thing I've always loved about Invincible, just how not only do we see Mark Grayson and the entire growth of his journey and how he goes from a kid to an adult and having kids and becoming a leader and all that stuff, but you also get to see the characters around him grow and change and evolve with the story as well. So that's one of the main things that I really love about the entire story of Invincible as a whole, and I really hope it translates well to the animated series. I think that's really all the main points of Dupli-Kate that I can just name off the top of my head. Cool fun fact, I don't know that much about Multi-Paul. I know way less about Multi-Paul than I do about Dupli-Kate, but I do remember that not only did Multi-Paul, you know what I'm saying, in the main series attack Invincible and Rexplode and fight him and stuff like that, but in the mini-series Guardians of the Globe, which is kind of like a spinoff of Invincible, which follows the Guardians of the Globe team led by Britt, there's a villain in that story named Set. I got a video on the Guardians of the Globe mini-series coming up. I made a couple before just reviewing it, and that's it, but I'm going to do a deeper dive into the story, breaking it down. I'm going to have videos on that as soon as I can get them up. But Set, the main villain of the Guardians of the Globe story, he formed like this enemy, like he formed like this villain group, I think called the Brotherhood or something like that, or like the, you know what I'm saying, like the group, like I forgot what he called that that gathering of villains, but I know it had people like the Walking Dread up in there, Doc Seismic, and Multi-Paul was revealed to be in that group as well. And I thought that was interesting. You know, you didn't really see that much with Multi-Paul after he was revealed to be in the team. You know what I'm saying? He was part of maybe like a fight or two, but after he was revealed to be on the team, you didn't really see him that much more after that. But I still thought it was cool that he became a part of Set's team and, you know, became more or less a villain. I think he is a little mentally unstable. Probably got that from his dad. I don't know, but his dad only got crazy after they started multiplying, so ain't like it's hereditary. But yeah, man, so that's all I really know about Multi-Paul. If you know anything else, please let me know in the comments. And also, if you know anything else about Dupli-Kate that I missed out and didn't say, please let me know in the comments. Woo! Got through this video a second time, and guess what? I did it right this time, bro. Y'all can hear me, so I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying, supporting the channel, man. Please, you know, like, dislike, comment, share, and subscribe. We're gonna be talking a lot about Invincible, you know what I'm saying, especially when the show drops. do character breakdowns, you feel me, talk about anime, movies, manga, you know what I'm saying? I try to get a little mix of everything up in there. But yeah, though, like I said, if I missed out on anything, please let me know. I'm not perfect. I miss a lot of stuff. I will be happy to correct it later on in another video. Just let me know if I brushed over anything, if I missed anything, if y'all wanted me to say something that I didn't say. I learn from these videos. Just like I hope that you all learn and get, you know, good information from these videos as well. So, you know, let's go back and forth, bro. Let's help each other out, man. Hope you have a good day, night, wherever you are. Until next time, guys. Peace.